Well, happy Monday, everyone. We are so delighted that you joined us today. Thanks for reaching in and us reaching out. I hope you're grabbing on to some of the cool stuff we're going to talk to you about today. In the Zoom booth with me is Gwen Vonarks. She is now with the Silver Adventures Cafe. Let's break the story wide open. How are you, Gwen? Nice to see you.
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's always a treat. I know you've been on this show before talking about some of the other fantastic programs that have been done with Volunteer Nanaimo. But this is a brand new initiative, right? Tell us a little bit about what got you started in the Silver Adventures Cafe.
It is a brand new program. We just started on May 1st, and it's a free program for seniors in Nanaimo.
So that's the best part of it is it's free, it's for seniors, and it's in Nanaimo. So what kinds of things will you guys be doing?
We'll be doing all kinds of activities like games days. We'll be having guest speakers. We'll be having cultural events, music events. It's wide open. The whole world's our oyster. So we are starting out with 3 months of our programs, and then we will get feedback from seniors and we can add things in.
So it's like a drop-in center almost then.
Yes, it's going to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays
Yeah.
from 1 to 3.
Well, that's nice and easy. 1 to 3 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm curious though, like it's very cool that we have this wonderful new program that's coming into Volunteer Nanaimo, but you've been with Volunteer Nanaimo for a really, really long time. What makes you decide to volunteer? Why do you do what you do?
I like to do things with to make it better for people in the community, to do all kinds of different events and to make life worthwhile to help people.
I can see where that would be something that would be very heartwarming for sure. Did someone help you at one time that made you get into the idea of serving others, or was this just I've got some free time, I think I want to do this?
I think it's part of my soul. I like to
Yeah.
do it. I love to volunteer in the community. I love to do different volunteer with events, festivals. It's a great way to be part of the community. You meet tons of different people and you learn about all different walks of life. It's just very interesting.
No kidding. So how long have you been with Volunteer Nanaimo now?
2009, no, 2018. I
Oh,
started in
since
2018.
yeah, yeah, because I think I had you on the show once before, actually, with your colleague. You were doing another seniors program back in the day. I can't remember what it was called, though. Do you remember?
Oh, hand in hand.
Yeah, the hand in hand is still going, though, isn't it?
It is still going.
Yeah,
Our grant is finished for the program, but we
right.
still have volunteers writing senior stories right now.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's really fun. So, your time with Volunteer Nanaimo, I'm sure has been really great. I'm very lucky. I love working with Volunteer Nanaimo as well. It brings me great joy. And for lots and lots of reasons, I think you're right. I think when you get a little bit older too, it's nice to be able to share what you have, and it really keeps you engaged with the community itself. So for those persons that you would want to see at Silver Adventures Cafe, what you sort of said you were having game days and things like that, but could we break that open a little bit more? When you said that there's, like, for example, what fascinated me was you were talking about there would be some kind of events for international days, or not international. You had the word a minute ago and I've lost it, but it was about meeting people from other places, right?
Yeah,
Cultural.
cultural afternoons. So we thought each month we're going to have one day that we're going to focus on a different country and
Okay.
show a video from that country, have refreshments from that country, try to get someone who is from that country to come to the event, who they can share some information. And if we can come up with a game that they play, then we'll play a different game. It's just kind of, you don't even have to leave Canada, and then you can find out about a different country. And we thought it would be really fun to do that.
I think it's a great plan. And so who's the first country in May?
It's Germany, and we have
Oh,
someone from Germany.
So what are you planning to do for the German Day?
We're going to have the video, and then we're also going to,
Sorry to interrupt you, but is the video like about the country itself, or is it about the cultural traditions? What kind of movie will it be?
about the country itself, to see
Cool.
the landscape, to just learn a little bit about it. And then we're going to do that, have refreshments, and then talk about Germany. And we have actually my old partner when I worked with Youth 2020 Can, she is from Germany. And so she is the one who is helping me to do this afternoon from Germany.
How much fun is that? And so when you said that you were going to be doing, a game or something like that along with it, is there a game that you have in mind for Germany Day?
We actually don't have that yet, but
Yeah,
don't
but it's on the
worry, we will have it.
you'll have it, which is really, really good. And you were saying that like this is a 3-month trial. So I know that, we're going to talk about some dates and things that are happening as the months go on, right? But in the beginning, so for the month of May, for example, you definitely have Germany Day. What other kinds of things do you have happening right now in May?
We are having a watercolor painting class.
Oh, fun.
So we're going to be painting bookmarks on one of the days. And then we're also having a guest speaker come in and talk about the new dental plan for seniors.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so we want to have, like in the Silver Adventures Cafe, we would also like to have like guest speakers come in and give talks that are relevant to seniors and have different things like that so we can get the information out. So we're having that. We're also having a Let's Talk Gardening class.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, so that's at the end of the month, and we have an expert gardener who's going to be coming in to talk about Let's Talking About Gardening, and it's going to be about like garden boxes, about balconies, what you can grow, those kind of things. And then people can bring their questions. They can find out, like if they want to find out more about gardening, what kind of soil to use, and about planter gardeners, because there's a lot of seniors who might not have a big garden anymore. They might, but they might not. So we want to cover all the bases.
I think that's probably the wise thing to do. But I also find that there's a lot you can do in container gardening. There's some beautiful gardens you can create with container gardening. And, as we do get a little older, sometimes it's a little harder to move the bigger bags of soil and things like that. So it doesn't mean you have to throw away the baby with the bathwater. You can kind of have a little bit of other options so that you can still enjoy the bounty of what a balcony garden or a porch garden can do.
Right, yes.
So have you taken any of these classes yourself in the past? Like,
Well,
have you go ahead.
we just started May 1st.
No, I understand that, but I'm wondering just because I know that this is a very new program. Did you already have, like, when you were planning all of this and asking for the funding and all of that stuff to make this happen for older adults in our community, had you already had some experience like with these kinds of workshops or seminars or anything like that? Or did you join a gardening group at one time that made you inspired to bring this to community? How did this particular topic come up?
Actually, I met with quite a few seniors and asked them the kinds of things they would be interested in. So I have actually taken a garden class. It was a gardening class that was through Food Share. And so
Oh,
I learned
yes.
all about gardening over, I think it was a 6-week class. We had it on Saturday mornings. And so I'm totally into gardening. But just because I want something doesn't mean that the seniors who come to our program actually want that class. So I decided to go to the experts. And so I met with quite a few seniors and I found out what kind of things that they would actually be interested in attending. And because I want to make this program really beneficial. We have an opportunity here to offer great classes. We have an opportunity to engage people to be able to learn all kinds of things. And especially since the program is free, it's great to be able, and it's open to anybody in the community, right? All seniors, they're all welcome to come. So I thought the best idea was to reach out to the experts. The
I
people who
couldn't I couldn't agree with you more. Honestly, I know that the experts, they always have those answers, right? And if a program is created by seniors for seniors, I can only imagine that the turnout will be fantastic. And I think we need this in the community right now. I think that there's a little bit of a gap of finding something different offerings. I mean, you can go to the BC Old Age Pensioners Club, or you could go to the community center and you might be able to find a few things, but it's lovely to have something like Volunteer Nanaimo with this Silver Adventures Cafe to be able to sort of check out a few things that you might not otherwise have an opportunity to try. And how long are each of the workshops?
Well, it is from 1 till 3. On
So a
Tuesday and
couple of
Thursday.
hours, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, but the workshop might be not be like 2 hours in length, but we also would like people to come and socialize, get a cup of coffee, tea, water, juice, get something, and then have a bit of time to visit. And then we have the workshop, and so it's engaging seniors to also socialize, just have a place to come to, friends to hang out, meet new people.
I love the idea of meeting new people. You know, social isolation is a big problem among seniors. A lot of people are really, really shy. A few years ago in the community, there was a couple of really big programs that unfortunately are no longer in the, we don't have these programs any longer. So seeing a new program like this, are you expecting big numbers? Because everybody's welcome, right? Anybody who's a senior. And is the senior 65 and over or 55 and over?
55 and over.
So
Yeah.
anyone who's 55 and over, and they can just come and check out this stuff. It doesn't cost anything. However, it's your preference as well to make sure people register, right?
Yes, just because we want to make sure we have enough supplies, like this, this tomorrow we're doing the watercolor painting class. And so we just want to make sure we have enough supplies, everybody. So for the different events, and also we have refreshments. So we would like people to RSVP.
And I'm going to, in a few minutes, I'll get people to get a piece of paper and a pen, and then they can jot down your information so we can make sure that they have it. I know that if we give out the phone number or we give out the address, the moment that we say it, almost never is anyone ready for it. So let's give them a little time to go get a piece of paper and a pen so they can write this stuff all down. After the garden box one, or the one that you're planning on doing for gardening, what else do you have on the ticket for the month of May?
We actually have a line dancing class.
Ooh,
Ooh, it's going to be
woo.
fun. And so all the events are at Volunteer Nanaimo except the line dancing class.
Okay. And where's
Right.
that one going to be?
That one is going to be at the Moose Hall.
Oh, yes.
And so the address for the Moose Hall.
That's okay. We'll add that on after. I'll
Okay.
get the address. Yeah, in a few minutes. Like I said, people will need a chance to go get a piece of paper. If you just tuned in, let's just tell everybody to go do that right now. Make it easy. Hey, if you've tuned in, thanks for tuning in to Act 3 on CHLY 101.7 FM. My name is Kathy Holmes. That is my name. I'm not sure if it was going to come out of my mouth properly. However, it is Kathy Holmes, and I am the host of Act 3. And in the Zoom booth with me today, we have Gwen Von Arx. I hope I said that properly. We're talking about the Silver Adventures Cafe. So while I'm, saying hi to everybody here for a couple of moments, how about you go grab yourself a piece of paper and a pen? And when you come back, Gwen and I will share with you the address and how you can get involved and all that good stuff, but you'll have your paper ready for us to have that conversation. And if you've just tuned in, I do hope that you had a chance actually to participate in all kinds of wonderful things that have been happening in our community during the month of May. I know just, recently was Mother's Day. It's a bit of time ago now, but Mother's Day was here. I hope you had a wonderful time to spend time with your mom. And know that, during the long weekends that are coming up, there's a lot of people on the road. There's a lot of traffic on the road. And we're going to start seeing some very high temperatures coming soon. Not just yet, but they're coming soon. So I encourage everybody who's listening right now to pay attention to what you have for emergency supplies in your home. Make sure that you're ready just in case something happens, and always do check out what's going on in your neighborhood and make sure that those seniors that may not be as easily able to get out of their houses easily, that you're able to hopefully hopefully have a community action plan for supporting the people in our neighborhoods. So back to our program, Gwen, thank you so much for being here. I always love talking to you. You have such beautiful energy. And I know that the seniors program is really fantastic. So how do people register?
So you can register by emailing silveradventurescafe@gmail.com.
That's nice and easy.
Yes, so silveradventurescafe@gmail.com. Or you can call my cell phone at 250-667-1803.
Can you give that number one more time? And we will shout it out again a little bit later in the show.
Okay, so it's 250-667-1803. And I would love to connect with you, tell you more about it. Just give me a call.
Fabulous. And so you said this is a new program, and so very excited that it is a new program in our community. And, it's for the first little pilot months of doing the different activities. You'll be sourcing out all kinds of things. This money, what came from one of our partners, correct? Like how was this funded? Was it a New Horizons grant or was it a Community Foundations grant? How were we able to bring this fantastic program to seniors in Nanaimo?
It was a grant. I'm not actually able to say where the grant came from,
Fair
but
enough.
we are very grateful that we received the funding, and that's why we have this opportunity at Volunteers Nanaimo to offer this program
Oh,
for the
wonderful.
next year, for at least for sure for the next year.
That's really great. It's nice to have something that is really solid for the next year. We talked about some of the things that were happening in May, including the line dancing class at the Moose Hall. And have you been a line dancer for a long time? Have you ever line danced?
I have line dance. I wouldn't say that I was an expert at line dancing, but we have an expert teaching it.
Good.
So it's actually a senior who's going to be teaching the class, and it's a beginner line dancing class. So I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun, and we are going to be having it once a month at the Moose Hall. So we are going to have it. This time it's at the end of the month, but then going forward, we're going to have it like every second Thursday of the month. So people will know
Fabulous.
that's the day that you can come and line dance. And so it'll just be really fun to all be together and dancing and living it up.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. For those people that don't drive, I'm just curious, do you have a buddy system or can that be arranged through Volunteer Nanaimo to help people get to the events?
We can do some carpooling, but there also is a bus stop right outside of the Moose Hall.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so it depends where you're coming from, which bus, to be able to take it. But I am going to be putting that onto our website, so then people can access it that way too.
I think that's a great idea because I know a lot of older adults are, the transportation is a little bit of an issue. But if it's, if you can get there by bus or by handy dart or something like that, what a wonderful way to be able to participate.
Mm-hmm. And we also, we are having this line dancing class, but maybe you don't want to, maybe you're not able to do the line dancing, but maybe you want to come and watch. Maybe you want to just come and listen to the music and watch everybody else. It's up to you.
I know. I love the no limitations. Like you can come and participate as much or as little as you'd like to do. So we've talked about a few different things coming up with line dancing and the gardening. Do you have anything in specific that's special in June that you think it would be really great for people to know about?
In June, we are going to be making rugs. Now, yeah, we have
wow.
every month we're going to have some kind of craft class.
Okay.
So these rugs are actually made out of old sheets.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
I remember when people used to make rugs out of the wool. You remember the wool stitching?
Oh, yeah.
You used to make the rugs out of that. So this is made out of bed sheets.
Yes, so it's made out of old sheets. And when you think of old sheets, you might think, oh, I can't even imagine what that would look like. Well, they actually turn out very beautiful.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, so we have someone in the community who is coming to teach that. And we are going to make some, you actually make your frame, you can make a frame out of a piece of cardboard.
Oh,
And so,
cool.
yeah, so we're going to make the frame so that people can use the frame to make their rugs. They might not be able to finish it that one day. In fact, they won't be able to finish it at one session, but then we will be making them again in July so that they can finish them in July. Yeah, so every
So
month.
people, so people can book in for both the time slots as well when they RSVP to come into this. Yeah.
Yeah, so then
Yeah,
they can make that and then take it home and they can and have a new skill of how to make it.
absolutely.
Maybe they'll start now and make it and then realize they want to give it to everybody for Christmas. And that'll give them a heads up. They can start making them.
That's not a bad idea for sure. Christmas is going to be here. I don't want to say that it's a dirty, dirty word when we're talking about being in May. However, it's always good to plan, and especially if you make homemade gifts. And I know myself, I love to do something homemade. And I think people appreciate homemade gifts so much, don't they?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's fun. It's going to be fun to do those rugs. And plus it's worthwhile for people to make them too. So you can actually use them.
Oh, absolutely. And when you think about sheets, sheets can come in so many different colors. So you can make, pretty much whatever you want to make when it comes to that, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
Oh, I think that's awesome. And so, so in June, you're going to definitely make rugs. You do a little bit more line dancing. Will there be more gardening, or do you have another idea for later on in the month of June?
We're actually going to have a technical support class in June.
Okay. What
And
does that mean?
if you have a problem with a cell phone, your computers, iPad, you can come and ask questions. We're going to have an expert there. They're actually experts from Volunteer Nanaimo because
Ah,
we have this program at Volunteer Nanaimo where we have volunteers who help people with these kind of technical things. And so they are going to give a class for us. And so people will be able to come and ask questions because sometimes it's really hard to figure things out.
mm-hmm.
Like my
And
kids used to say I shouldn't be left alone with the computer.
my
We
family
moved
says
on
the
from there,
same.
but
I completely resonate with that. I just absolutely do, Gwen. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's crazy, isn't it?
yes, it's
You know,
changed so much over the years.
and I was just Mother's Day was recently, so I was just on the phone with my grandchildren and my, daughter-in-law and my son over the weekend. And it's hilarious to see my five, like I have four grandchildren all under the age of 5. And so it's amazing to me to see how each one of them, they can do stuff technologically speaking. They are so much further advanced than I am. It
Yeah,
just makes it's incredible to me. It's like they're born with it now as part of their natural understanding of how the world works. My little granddaughter, she takes the phone and goes, "My turn, my turn, my turn, my turn, my turn, my turn." And she just wants to play and scroll, and yeah, it's amazing to me. And she's like, I don't know, 3. Yeah, it's crazy.
yes, yeah. We're just not, it's a totally different world. So this will be great. So if you have any, if people have any questions, they just want to figure it out. They just want some help. So
And simple questions. If you've got a minor problem, it's nice to just know that you're not doing something wrong. I think a lot of people, when they get near that technology, they can get quite intimidated. And on the other hand, I've also met a lot of older adults that are so savvy when it comes to working online.
yes. Yeah, the people who are going to be doing that class, teaching the class, are seniors.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. That's
Yeah, so
great.
that's what they're talented in that. They're going to share their talents with other people, with everyone else.
I love the idea that this program will allow people to share their talents. Is that what you're hoping the most from this? Is that people will learn a new skill and that they will just see the world a little bit differently?
Yes, and I'm also hoping that if you, for anybody in the community who has a talent that they would like to share, then please contact me because we would love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you can offer because there's so many people that have so many things that they can do that they could teach other people. One thing was a few months ago we had this was with my old program, the Hand in Hand. We actually showed a comedian show. And people loved it. We had a lot of seniors come to it. And it was just so much fun to laugh and have fun. And so I am asking if there's any community members who are clean comedians, we would love to hear from you.
I love that idea. And I love the clean part of it because we don't need, there's a lot of comedians out there that they're pretty, they're on the edge.
Yes, so we can't really do on the edge with our program, but maybe you're an aspiring comedian and you need an audience to practice on. We would love to have you come because we want to make this program really fun.
Absolutely.
And laughter is the best medicine. It's just really good for the soul. It's really good. Just makes you happy. You go there, you laugh, and you just have a better when you leave, you're just feeling so much better about life.
No kidding. There's something to be said about having that endorphin rush of a good giggle. But I also know that, Volunteer Nanaimo does so many wonderful things in the community. And it's also such a great opportunity to learn more about Volunteer Nanaimo as a whole. And I know that we do have the Youth 2020 program, and we have other programs in the community, including the tax program, which is really helpful for seniors. And while most people have already submitted their taxes, it's good to know that there's a source of place where you can go to get some support regarding those things. Also, there's one thing though that I'm really happy about is all those guitars that we see, because we know how a youth program where the kids are learning how to play guitar by this wonderful fabulous youth who does teach that. Wouldn't it be great if we had a senior come in and teach guitar?
That would be good. Actually, Cam said he would teach.
Oh, that's good.
For seniors.
So let's keep that on our list.
Yeah, but I should tell you about what we did last week that was really fun.
Yes, please.
We had Cam. He plays the banjo and the guitar. He's one of the leaders in the Youth 2020 CAN project and also with Youth Network. So he works with the youth and he is very talented. And so we had a sing song. And he played his banjo for part of it and he played his guitar and we had so much fun. It was just really fun. It was a fun afternoon and we got to really enjoy his talent and he shared it with us. It was great.
That's fantastic. What kind of songs did you guys sing?
We actually sang old songs.
Mm-hmm.
We sang Blowing in the Wind. We sang Country Roads, but we also sang You Are My Sunshine.
Oh, fun.
On Top of Old Smoky. Moments in My Life, I think one of the songs was called.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah,
and the seniors really got into it. They really participated.
Yes, everybody sang and we just really enjoyed it. It was just really fun. Sometimes when you sing songs like that, it takes you back to a time when you actually sang it or when, the first time you heard the song. And so singing, songs bring out memories. And so it's not just about the moment of singing the song. It's about the happy memories that it brings back to you from those songs. But we actually, it was we had the beat with our feet with the country songs and we just had a really good time. It was great.
It sounds like it was a lot of fun and it sounds like it's something that people should participate in. What do you learn from the seniors in doing this program?
Let's see, what do I learn? Well, I sometimes we have coffee cafes where we have questions for people to answer. So a few it was maybe it was last week, I can't remember. We had a coffee cafe and we had questions like what was the most embarrassing moment in your life?
Ah,
What is the greatest wisdom you'd share with the future generation? Like, what have you learned? Because there is so much wisdom in the room. And it's fun to find out like about people's lives. And there's so many stories in every person's life that other people could learn from. And so I love to learn about it.
you're 1,000% right. I think that the stories that people have and they share just all of the wonderful things that come from that, you don't know what you don't know what you don't know until you hear from somebody else. And then you go, oh my goodness, I would never have thought of that, or I never would have expected that. And so certainly, and really older adults have so much, concrete knowledge from their own experiences that these conversations need to be had. It's wonderful that people are able to share. Have you, was there one thing in particular during that particular event where seniors were sharing that kind of got you off guard, that surprised you?
Um, well, I wouldn't want to share anybody's most embarrassing moments.
Indeed, of course. We don't want to throw people under the bus. That's not our mission. But there is something to be said about going, oh, I never would have thought of that. Yeah.
Right, with I can't remember all the wisdom what people said that they would share. I think someone said about that money isn't as important as you get older. It's the relationships and the people that you're with is so much more
Hmm.
important than the money. And I can't remember all the different ideas. They were all different. Like people came up with different ideas about what the wisdom is that they would share with you. Oh, about being true to yourself. That kind of like what you would tell your 16-year-old self.
Hmm.
When you're 16, you're very self-conscious. Maybe your friends are the most important to you, but it's your family that stays with you throughout your life, right?
Yep.
And so it's about relationships. So that was interesting to have, to talk about that, about someone shared that, about what they would, being true to yourself and really knowing who you are instead of finding
Hmm.
out who you are from your peers, but actually you already are. You already are the person when you're 16, like you're valuable.
Yeah, full stop. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're
So that was
right from the moment of birth, you're valuable, and we're all given some, a certain amount of skills and a certain amount of, things that happen in our lives that make us who we are. Sometimes they're not always good in the beginning, but they turn out to be good in the end because it becomes a share that someone else can learn from, or vice versa. You become the teacher to things you never thought you needed to teach, or that you even expected that you would know. So I understand completely. I love listening to older adults at the best of times. I find the stories are so different and so unique and so individual, and therefore so charming and so relatable and so completely gobsmackingly wonderful in my mind. That
Mhm.
I really enjoy it. I've worked with the seniors population for 9 years, almost 10 years. And now I work for a different population, but I remember some of my favorite things about working with older adults, is just how candid they can very well be. And it's like, there's no wasting time here. There's some really good stuff that I've got to share, and they share. It's fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind
Yeah.
of
And
like you know what you own, right? You know who you are, you know what you own, you know what you can do or not do, right? And so you can be your authentic self quite easily when are over a certain age, and you just go, I don't care, I'm just me. This is it.
yes. Yeah, you're to the point where you realize that you don't know everything. As you get older, you realize I don't know everything and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
okay. This is who I am. And I've had these experiences and I've learned things. And yeah, it's interesting how that happens.
Well, and also how many people have lived, I love that you're doing a thing on Germany for this next one and that there's other places to go after that. But I always find it interesting to hear that, someone was Norwegian or they were from Iceland or they're from other parts in the world. Because even as a couch traveler, you can learn so much about, these different places. But I'm always surprised at some of the cultural norms that often don't see or understand until someone shares them with us. We don't know, right? So I think that there's such a great opportunity to understand other people.
Yes. And that's the other thing too with seniors, like we can, people who come to the Silver Adventures Cafe, maybe there's someone from a different country that would like to be part of that, organizing that day. Like I actually have Swiss citizenship. That's what
Oh, wow.
I have dual citizenship. My dad was from Switzerland. And so that's part of my heritage. And I love Switzerland. So
I
I
would
know what that
imagine you
feels like.
do.
Yeah, so
Do you ever get a chance to go to Switzerland now as as an adult? Are you able to slip away from time to time or?
time to time, I went, last time was 2018. So
Well,
it's been
it's
a
not
while.
that long ago. Yeah.
No, so I went and that was really good, but I'm planning to go again. And but it's cool to have that and to be able to share. So I'm sure
Mhm.
that we will have lots of seniors who are from different places who will want to share with everybody else and tell their story and help us to understand what it's like there.
Yeah, no kidding. I think those would be very well attended. So once again, how do people find this program?
So on Volunteer Nanaimo, we have, if you just go on to volunteernanaimo.ca and you go on to the top part, there's a band at the top. It says seniors, it's a drop down, and you can just click on Silver Adventures Cafe. You can also email silveradventurescafe@gmail.com and you'll get me. And you can phone at 250-667-1803.
So of all of the different events that you have coming up and that you're planning, which ones do you think are your favorites?
We have, well, let's see. Well, we also have bingo days. People
Ooh,
love
bingo.
bingo days. That's always fun. So this month was my first time actually calling bingo at an event.
Oh, fun.
And I found out lots of things about, you say legs 11, you say there's different things like for the different things. And I had some seniors there that would tell me what I was supposed to be saying for the different numbers, which was really fun. And we have
No kidding. So I want to go back to legs 11 because there's no L in bingo. So
no,
how is legs? How is legs? I'm confused.
you just call it legs 11.
That's hilarious because they're two sticks up and down. That's
Yes.
hilarious.
So there were
I
all
get it.
kinds. I can't remember all the different ones, but it was actually really fun doing that.
No
I used
kidding.
to do that for the for Youth 2020 Can actually. We played bingo. And the youth loved the bingo. So we were thinking of having a bingo day with the seniors and the youth together.
Well, that would be fun.
So that would be really fun too, to do that. One of my favorite things we're going to do though is we're going to have a 50s dance. It's going to be on the 19th of July. It's actually going to be a Friday night and it's going to be at a different time. It's going to be at the Moose. And it's going to be from 7 to 10 at night. And we are having, he's actually a performer, like an Elvis performer. And his name is Larry Alexander, and he's going to be coming to that. So I have already bought my hula hoop. So
Woo!
I practice for that dance. Because
So
we're
the
hoping,
hula hoops and the bobby socks and the blue suede shoes are coming out to play.
yes, it'll be really fun. I'm really looking forward to that. That's one of my, I think that'll be a really cool event. that
I
we're,
think so too. And the Moose, if you haven't been to the Moose Hall, it's really a great venue. It's really a great venue. And it's, the dance hall is large, right? It's quite a good size. So there's lots of room for lots of people. I was there in September and had a dance up there, and it was just a gas. Like, it's so much fun.
Mhm. Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So the 50 cent, are people encouraged to dress in, in poodle skirts and all of that groovy stuff, or
yes, yes. So
yeah,
we haven't got the poster out yet for it. We
okay.
will be getting it out soon. And yes, it's going to be a really fun event. So we have Larry Alexander, who's going to be performing for the first hour, and then we're going to have a DJ, and we're just going to dance the night away. And it'll bring back lots of memories.
No kidding. How fun is that? Looking forward to that. That sounds like a lot of fun. So what else is happening in July?
In July, we're going to have actually a tea party, and we're going to have the tea party will be really fun. I think a July tea party. We're going to have a Canada Trivia Day where it's actually the day after Canada Day.
Oh,
Um,
fun.
yeah, just because it's just the way it worked out that we're going to have it on the Tuesday, the 2nd. And I didn't actually mention that we're going to be having a service project once a month. So we're going to be doing different service projects, volunteering at this, it will be at Volunteer Nanaimo, but we will be doing projects for different nonprofits in the community. So our first one is going to be for the Nanaimo Child Development Center.
Okay.
We're going to be doing that one. So so if there is a nonprofit who has something that we could do to help, then we could do it as one of our service projects, because it's always fun to give back to the community. And so
Absolutely. So it's
yeah,
like you kind of parachute into Volunteer Nanaimo and sort of look after the needs of that organization or a project that they need to have done for just that one day of service, correct?
yes, like one afternoon from 1 to 3, we will be doing something. So we're going to be, putting things together, or we did one actually at Volunteer Nanaimo. It was for the Nanaimo Child Development Center before, and it was for their pancake breakfast.
Oh, cool.
And we put kits together. We were all in a line, all the people helping, and we put all the pieces together for the kids that go to the pancake breakfast for crafts. And we were cutting out things and doing things for it. And it was just fun. I mean, you get to socialize, you visit, you're helping in the community, and it's just a good, feel good thing. So we are going to be doing that too.
I love the idea that it's a feel good thing. Like, I love the idea that you're giving back to community as well. The backbone of our society is based on volunteers. And so it's so wonderful to be able to have volunteers come together and be celebrated. But it's also really fun for people who wouldn't normally volunteer for something because it might be more time consuming or more, challenging to get to for transport or what have you, to be sort of at one place, one time for a couple of hours. It's a bite size, it's a manageable kind of way to give some sort of service to community. I think it's a great idea. I really do. And I think that the Nanaimo Child Development Center is going to truly appreciate it for the month of May. And I'm sure that the others, in June and July and moving forward over this next year are likewise going to be able to really benefit from having some older adults help them out.
Yes. Yes, I'm sure they'll be very grateful.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
question about it. So not only are you giving back, not only are you having fun and having dances and listening to some great music and, playing bingo and doing all of these wonderful things, um, there's no cost at all for any of this. I know we said it a little bit earlier, but I really want to remind you that there's no cost to participate in these amazing things that you guys are offering at the Silver Adventures Cafe. Um, I can see how excited you are. Like, I know that our listening audience may not be able to see, the joy in your face, but you just light up when you talk about this. Is this a personal passion that you've had for a long time to work in this capacity?
I don't know, but a personal passion, but I really like to help people to enjoy life,
Yeah.
that can have fun and realize that there's so much out there. And you can, there's all kinds, it doesn't matter what phase of life you're in, there's opportunities, there's things that you can do, there's fun. Like we want to make this program really fun so that people enjoy themselves and that they have fun with other people. And, and also having purpose. It's
Yes.
okay to stay home and watch TV all day, or all evening or whatever,
Sure.
but every person has something to give. They have something that other people want to hear about. Like, I haven't done everything that a lot of people have done, and maybe I could hear something from someone else, and then I would think, oh, well, maybe I should go do that. Right? So you can learn all kinds of things from your experiences, and there is a lot of wisdom and a lot of things to learn in life.
Yeah, and what better place to, get it than from, hanging out with some really, really cool people on a Tuesday or a Thursday afternoon and just be and just enjoy. I encourage people to step outside of their comfort zone as well. Like if you've never joined a group before, it might be hard the first time and for the first 5 minutes, but Volunteer Nanaimo is such a welcoming space, and you're such a welcoming person, Gwen. I don't think it's going to be a problem for people to feel like they fit in right away.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. But
You're
it is
welcome.
great to come, and like nobody has to sign up and say, I'm going to come every Tuesday and Thursday for the next 3 months. Like you can come, you can just join, you can just come and try it out. See
Yeah,
what's
it's not stressful at all.
No, just pick and choose what you want to do off the calendar. Look and see what kind of things interest you. And then send me an email and say you're coming that day. Like just coming to check it out.
Just come and check it out. It sounds like so much fun to do. Gwen, it's been great to have you on the program today. We have a few more minutes of the show, but I do want to let our listeners know that they can find the information for this fantastic new seniors program in the Nanaimo and the Voyager magazine for the month of June. They will be showing the calendar events for June and July. It's our hope, of course, that we're going to book again, and I know we are, that we will see more scheduling as we move forward. But if you want to know what's going on, then, check us out in the magazine as well. Gwen and part of this interview today is for me to gather the notes, for me to write that article to go into Nanaimo and Voyager magazines. And, it's Vancouver Island wide, which is fantastic. Having said that, Volunteer Nanaimo is very centrally located in Nanaimo, and so it's no problem for Nanaimoites to come and hang out and check things out. Even if you're driving in from Parksville or whatever, Parksville's only 20 minutes, but for the most part, we encourage Nanaimo seniors to come on down to Volunteer Nanaimo from Tuesdays and Thursdays from 1 till 3 in the afternoon. Please call first, right? And Gwen, can you give the information one more time?
It's 250-667-1803.
Perfect. And again, it's the Silver Adventures Cafe at gmail.com,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
Great. As we close out today's program, I'm curious, and I ask my guests this, all guests get this same question at the end. It's my favorite question of all. If you were to share your wisdom about Silver Adventures Cafe, or just being an older adult, or just living in the city, or just being who you fabulously are, what might that advice look like for you, for our community?
I would suggest that you take a chance and find out new
Yes.
things. Try new things. You never know until you try it to see if you'll actually like it. and become part of the community and try things out and try this out. Come join us, because yeah, just try things out, see what there is out there to add to your life.
Absolutely. I couldn't say it better. Try it out and add to your life. And it's time to have some fun. We need some fun. So, Silver Adventures Cafe might just be the perfect bit of fun for you. It's been really delightful having you with us today, Gwen. Thanks so much for joining us on Act Three. For those of you who have just tuned in, well, thanks for tuning in. And if you just missed this whole thing and you need all that contact information, then just go ahead and check us out on our YouTube channel at Act 3 Media Productions. Of course, we are delighted when you like and subscribe. You can also hear this broadcast on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you enjoy your podcasts. Meanwhile, thank you for tuning in to CHLY 101.7 FM. I'm Kathy Holmes. Bye-bye for now.